everybody, Eric Kasloff here, and well, it is Friday, and on Fridays I try to put out a movie review. And the film we're going to be talking about today is The Cult, which came out in 2020. I'm going to give you the writer and director's name now. The director is Timothy Woodward Jr., and Patrick Stibus wrote it. The movie stars Lin Shaye. We all know who Lin Shaye is. Tobin Bell, aka Jigsaw, and Chester. I want to make sure I get his last name right. Chester Rushing. He was one of the bullies, the older bullies in Stranger Things. Pretty good actor. So the movie is set in the 80s, so immediately that got my attention because my first ever feature film that's going into production, Hillsboro Road, is set in the 80s, and you could watch the trailer that my buddy Larry Sands did right over there. So Chester plays this kid who has just moved to this small town, and he's having his first day of school, and he immediately gives off this aura that he has some kind of dark past, and that will come into play later. But while he is at school, he is immediately befriended by this very cute girl who asks him to come out to hang out tonight at the town fair. While there, we meet her ex-boyfriend and his brother, and they're just being teenagers hanging out, and the girl decides to go pay a visit to Lin Shaye. But not a polite visit, a very bad visit. See, the girl blames Lin Shaye for the death of her sister, and from what it looks like, so does the whole entire town. Her boyfriend and her ex-boyfriend and boyfriend's brother blame her. Oh, I just remembered. The boyfriend's brother is the one who suggests to go to Lin Shaye's house. So when they get there, they start throwing rocks in the window and break the window. Everyone except Chester. After that, Lin Shaye comes out and has a confrontation with these kids where she basically airs out everything she feels. All of you torment me, you harass me, you've destroyed the peaceful life that I've had. I hate all of you. And the kids, argue back at her like, the girl mainly says, what did you do to my sister? Where's my sister? The kids leave. Lin Shaye is home alone. Tobin Bell, we find out later, was out. I don't know if they never say where he was, but he isn't home, and tragically Lin Shaye kills herself. The kids, the three bad kids, sort of bad kids, think nothing of it. Chester is very hurt by this. So while Chester is sleeping, he gets a phone call from Tobin Bell asking him to come to his house. When he gets there, the three friends he just made are also there. Tobin Bell tells the kids, listen, you were all horrible to my wife. I buried a phone with her. Don't ask why. Here's the thing. I'm going to have you guys each go up one by one to this room. Sit down. The phone's going to ring. Answer the call. If you can stay on the phone for 1 minute, you will receive $100,000. The kids are iffy at first, but come on, $100,000, how are you going to turn that down? So the ex-boyfriend gets up there. By the way, there is a metronome that starts going off the second he walks in. He sits down, the phone rings, and he is immediately taken to this nightmarish world where he's reliving his past with his little brother. They had a very abusive father, and he lives through that nightmare. And that's basically what happens with the three kids. They all have to relive tragic events in their life. And I gotta tell you, the nightmares nightmares in this movie are better than the nightmares from the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I really, really like this movie. Is it perfect? No, far from it. Is it great? Yeah, maybe not, and I'll get into why, right? Why it's not, great in a little bit. It is a very good movie, though. The problems I had with it are the first two nightmares we get involve the brothers, and they're pretty much the same nightmare. There is absolutely nothing different about it. It's just a different point of view from this tragic event that happened. And again, when you get it with the older brother, it was really good. Then the younger one, it was like they just finished it off. Then, the last two are pretty good, but yeah, I just wish. I don't know, you add an extra kid to the group and have the two brothers go in at the same time and they both go into this hallucinogenic nightmare state. That would have worked better, but it is what it is. Now, there is a twist in the movie, and at the very end, I caught the mid ending twist before it happened. And again, it didn't help the movie and it didn't destroy the movie that I called it in advance. But again, I really enjoyed the movie, and I'm going to start revealing my rating scale, and I am going to definitely say that this movie is worth the price of admission. You can find it on Amazon Prime, or I think all streaming services. More than likely, your local cable service will have it. But yeah, The Call is pretty good. Definitely worth the price of admission. Have you seen The Call? If you have, comment below and let me know. And I gotta ask you to do me two favors. If you're feeling very generous and for some reason liked my incoherent rambling, pauses, and stumbling over my words, I'm gonna ask you to please hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling especially generous, also hit the like button.